Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to find and install the Jog Scotland app for an iPhone. First, you need to ensure that your phone has internet connection. It's better to use Wi-Fi rather than mobile data, which may incur a cost. Open the App Store, which you should have an icon on the home screen of your phone. If not, scroll sideways to try and find it. Once you've clicked on the App Store, tap the search on the row of icons at the bottom of the screen. This brings up a search bar, which you can type in Jog Scotland, Jog Leader, Jog Scotland, Jog Leader, and any of these search terms should find the app. It brings up an app like this in the App Store. From here, click Get, and then Install, and then you may have to enter your Apple ID and password to download the app. However, I can assure you that it is 100% free and you won't be charged for it. So once it's installed, you'll be able to open the app by clicking Open. Now I'll show you how to use the activity tracker. So in this part, I'll show you how to log into the app, how to set up a new session on your phone, how to scan barcodes, and how to upload a completed session to the server. I'll start with how to log into the app. Once launching the app, you will be presented with a login page. Tap the top field which says Parkrun Barcode ID and type this in. And then underneath, type in your Parkrun password. Once you've done this, tap Authenticate. Once you've tapped Authenticate, it'll bring you to the My Sessions home screen. And from this page, you can click on the New button at the top right, which you can then create a new session. Now I'll show you how to locally create a session ahead of time. To locally create a session ahead of time, for example, the day or week before, you are able to do so by tapping the New button on the top right. Once you've done that, your page will look like this, and you can click on the date field to choose a date for your session. It will bring up a calendar like this, which you can then click on the date you wish to select information for your session from. Then tap the box under Location and type in a location, such as a community centre or an area such as Meadowbank or Abbey Hill, and click Done once you've typed that in. Choose a rough distance and duration by tapping on the box, which will bring up a selection of distances to choose from. We give the selection of approximate distances as we don't track the exact distance for each individual runner, just an approximate distance for the session as a whole. If there are runners of different abilities running different distances, the leader can either pick an approximate average distance for the whole group or choose to log more than one session. For example, a 4-kilometre session and an 8-kilometre session, and scan the relevant joggers to each. To enter the duration, you do the same as the distance, where you click on the box and you can choose from a selection of durations. Choose an approximate duration and select Done once you've done so. After this, select the back button on the top right of the screen to locally save the session and return to the default screen. How to locally create a session on the day and immediately start scanning barcodes. To do this, follow the instructions from the previous section, but stay on the session view page instead of going back. Tap the Record Participation button to start scanning everyone's barcodes. This will launch the scanner, which is a camera viewfinder with a line through the center. The barcode scanner looks like this. Get the barcode in the viewfinder and position the line going through it as shown in these images. The app beeps when it is focused on the barcode. Once scanned, the interface briefly goes back to the session view screen, then reloads the scanning interface, ready for the next one. If the barcode will not scan, try slowly moving the device nearer and further away. If it still won't scan, you can hit cancel and you'll get the chance to enter it manually or exit scanning. Your barcode will not scan if it's not placed along the center of the red line. Having it below, as shown here, will do nothing, so you may have to move the camera until it's lined up correctly. To enter it manually, just tap on the Manual Entry button on the session view screen and manually enter the ANN of the person's barcode and tap Enter manually. To just do a single scan, tap Record Single Participant. This will bring up the barcode scanner. However, the only difference to the Record Participation button is that it doesn't reload the scanner once you've done the first scan. On the scanning screen, there is a little icon that flips the device between using the back and front camera. If you suddenly see your own face in the viewfinder, then this is what you've done. You can either try scanning with this, however it's harder to do so because you can't see the barcode in the viewfinder to center it. Or an easier solution is to tap the camera button again to switch it back to the default camera. How to locally edit a session. To locally edit a session, for example, to go into a pre-created session at the start of a session and start scanning participants, tap the session in question to edit. Start scanning by tapping Record Participation, which will bring up the barcode scanner for you to start scanning people's barcodes. Once you've scanned everyone's barcodes, to save the session locally, tap the back button on the top right. Now I'll show you how to save any local session to the server. To save any session to the server, go back to the default screen, which is called My Sessions if you're not already there. Swipe the session in question, either left or right. This brings up a menu, including Upload to the server, which you need to tap if you want to save it. If you don't currently have internet connection, it'll tell you this and you won't be able to upload. If it's too late to save the session, it'll tell you this and won't save. The current cutoff is noon the day after the session date. If there are duplicate scans of the same athlete, it'll come up with a message like this and you won't be able to save it either. Now I'll show you how to remove the duplicate participant. To remove duplicate participants from the list in a session, tap the session in question to edit. You'll know which athlete ID you need to delete because the error message gives you the ANN number when you attempt to save the session remotely. This tells you that you need to delete the duplicate participant with the ANN of A601777. Tap the session in question to edit and tap one of the instances of the duplicate participant. These are listed in green at the bottom of the session view screen. This brings up a menu from which you can choose to delete the participant, which will leave the remaining non-duplicate instance. Now I'll show you how to delete a local session. To delete a local session, which is one that has not been saved remotely to the server yet, you will need to swipe the session in question, either left or right. A local session will have an orange circle to the left, like this. If it is indeed a local session only, then it'll offer a button to delete the session, which you can then tap to delete it. Thank you for listening.